Okay, as we enter the last day of trade of 2020, let's take a look at the global cues and figure out what's happening in the US. It's been a relatively quiet week on Wall Street. The Dow yesterday gained 74 points, the S&P gained 5 points, and the Nasdaq gained around 20 points. So barely any gains, but what's encouraging is that we're firmly in the green, and all these indices are trading at lifetime high, right? So the Dow's at 30,410, S&P at 3,732, and of course the Nasdaq at 12,870. Futures were largely flat on Wednesday evening. That's for us this morning. Dow Futures up around 50 points, S&P and Nasdaq Futures up around 0.1%. Asian stocks, everything's pretty much closed. Japan and South Korea are already closed. Australia, Singapore and Hong Kong will be closing earlier today. But the S&P currently in Australia is down around 0.1%. So very limited cues coming out of Asia today. European stocks closed lower yesterday despite two major developments in the UK, right? So it was a big day for the UK yesterday. Of course, the Brexit trade deal has been signed, and then AstraZeneca approved their vaccine, got their vaccine approved by the UK government. So two major triggers. Despite this, London's FTSE 100 index was down 0.7%. So that's quite surprising. Most of your sectors and major bourses yesterday slid into negative territory. Perhaps today when markets open over there, we'll see a bit of a bounce. Let's keep an eye out for that. Oil prices held steady yesterday. Brent crude futures gained 0.50% to settle at $51.34 per barrel. WTI crude advanced 0.83% to settle at $48.40 per barrel. Gold prices edged higher. Let's remember the dollar continues to slide to its lowest in 2 years on the back of the stimulus that's currently been announced. In the US, certain parties are very keen that there be a higher level of stimulus. They weren't happy with the $600 checks. They want the $2,000 checks. That's only going to bring the dollar down further as you print more money. And hence, gold seems to be poised for an up move. We've had a couple sessions of good price action in gold. Yesterday it was up 0.3% to $1,883 per ounce, and then US gold futures were up 0.2% to $1,887 per ounce. So that's pretty much how the global cues panned out last night. Asia usually gives us a fair indication of what to expect in our markets, but we don't really have any cues from there today. So if we take a look at the SGX Nifty right now, it's showing 14,059. That's around 10 points lower than where it wound up last night. Of course, yesterday was touch and go with that 14,000 mark. Today we don't really have the global cues to support us to get there. Yesterday our high point was 13,997. Let's see, maybe we might just touch 14,000 today, but if we don't, we're likely to be range bound 13,800 to 900 because there's no negative cues either. So let's see how the final day in trade winds up, and whatever you may say, it's been one roller coaster of a year and we finished out on top, so we should all be grateful for that.